Only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently. Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. I don't look to jump over 7-foot bars, I look around for 1-foot bars that I can step over. It's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price. Wall Street is the only place that people ride to in a Rolls-Royce to get advice from those who take the subway. Predicting rain doesn't count. Building arcs does. When a management with a reputation for brilliance tackles a business with a reputation for bad economics, it is the reputation of the business that remains intact. Should you find yourself in a chronically leaking boat, energy devoted to changing vessels is likely to be more productive than energy devoted to patching leaks. We simply attempt to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy only when others are fearful. It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours and you'll drift in that direction. I always knew I was going to be rich. I don't think I ever doubted it for a minute. In the business world, the rear-view mirror is always clearer than the windshield. Derivatives are financial weapons of mass destruction. The only way to get love is to be lovable. It's very irritating if you have a lot of money. You'd like to think you could write a check, "I'll buy $1 million worth of love." But it doesn't work that way. The more you give love away, the more you get. Time is the friend of the wonderful company, the enemy of the mediocre. Only buy something that you'd be perfectly happy to hold if the market shut down for 10 years. Beware of geeks bearing formulas. It's never paid to bet against America. We come through things, but it's not always a smooth ride. I never attempt to make money on the stock market. I buy on the assumption that they could close the market the next day and not reopen it for 5 years. I buy expensive suits. They just look cheap on me. Look at market fluctuations as your friend rather than your enemy, profit from folly rather than participate in it. You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong. When you combine ignorance and leverage, you get some pretty interesting results. There seems to be some perverse human characteristic that likes to make easy things difficult. We enjoy the process far more than the proceeds. Today people who hold cash equivalents feel comfortable. They shouldn't. They have opted for a terrible long-term asset, one that pays virtually nothing and is certain to depreciate in value. If past history was all there was to the game, the richest people would be librarians. Basically, when you get to my age, you'll really measure your success in life by how many of the people you want to have love you actually do love you. The smarter the journalists are, the better off society is. For to a degree, people read the press to inform themselves, and the better the teacher, the better the student body. The best thing I did was to choose the right heroes. Risk is a part of God's game, alike for men and nations. Why not invest your assets in the companies you really like? As Mae West said, too much of a good thing can be wonderful. The investor of today does not profit from yesterday's growth. We always live in an uncertain world. What is certain is that the United States will go forward over time. I sent one email in my life. I sent it to Jeff Rakes at Microsoft, and it ended up in court in Minneapolis, so I am 1 for 1. Your premium brand had better be delivering something special, or it's not going to get the business. Like, share and subscribe my channel.